Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And, I think our survey pretty much confirms what Microsoft says that, when people are happy with Windows 11, we have had 247 remarks or entries or comments of all kinds. And the satisfaction rate of Windows 11 is 70.8%. So it even increased with the add of more than 100, something like 150 more since yesterday, which means that people that move on to Windows 11 seem to like it, seem to love it. So if we look at the positive side, what are the most common comments is people are satisfied and happy with the more modern look that it has. So they're happy that it looks different, it feels different. They're happy with the way that things have changed. They feel that it's more modern. And one comment that came a few times, a few of you have said that since Windows XP, it's the first time you're kind of excited at a new Windows version. You were not that much with Windows 10 and all, and Windows 11 is something that you like. The positive comments also go with how well it goes and how efficient it is, how fast it is. Several comments of people saying that they noticed that it seems to be faster than Windows 10 actually on their PC. A few comments of people that are happy with it but find it sad that they had to install it on unsupported hardware and that at some point maybe they'll have to move on to a new PC if they want to continue using it or move back to Windows 10. But overall, the satisfaction is 70.8%, which is kind of nice. It's pretty good majority, actually. And it's interesting to see that of all the users, of the people that are happy in here. On the negative side, definitely a lot of, I didn't count all the people that said, yeah, I love Linux better than, because that's obviously people that are just, Windows bashers. You don't count them really. Nobody moves to Linux because of Windows 11. This is more fake news than anything else, and we see it in the numbers. There's really no move of anything, and actually Windows 11 is progressing at a much faster pace than anticipated, so it shows that untrue, and that is interesting to see all the Linux guys out there that try to poo-poo Windows, if you want to say. In the negative comments, what mostly people that don't like it, so there's a certain number of people that say that they have issues with it, that freezes and sluggish, stuff like that. I would attribute that probably more to drivers that are not optimized for Windows 11 on the machines rather than Windows 11 itself. As I ran it on many computers, it runs really well, and it is as fast as Windows 10. The underlying code is in the majority of Windows 10, so it shouldn't be much different. But I suspect that either in the upgrade phase, where they moved from Windows 10 to Windows 11, something didn't go right, or their drivers are just not optimized and it doesn't work well, because there's very few people complaining of issues really with Windows 11 in general. Even in the blog posts, there's not more people complaining of problems on Windows 11 than there are with Windows 10. So it is not a system that is a problem. I think there's a small subset, it's always the case. There's a small subset of users that do have issues, that for sure. But has more to do with either software installed, drivers that are not optimized, or something just not right, and maybe a clean install would be in order. I would say probably one of the most the biggest comment I've seen, the one that is coming regularly, is the lack of customization of some parts of the system. For example, the biggest complaint of a lot of people that hate it is the taskbar. And the taskbar, the way that the taskbar and the start menu are not really customizable in the way that they'd like to. This comes back very, very regularly. Enough that I think Microsoft might should maybe look at some of the options to make make it a little more customizable. The fact that you can't really merge several icons together into some organized folder of, apps, for example, stuff like that. That comes back regularly. Of course, it's things that we can do in Windows 10. One of the things that a lot of people, I think, are not using Windows 11 correctly when I see that comment is, well, I don't have the task manager and all of these options in the taskbar. I hate it. You simply got to right-click to start button. It's not a big change, and honestly, I wouldn't care if that stays like that. It's fine like this, that you just have to click the start button, then having it across the taskbar. I do agree with the negative comments of the missing customization of the taskbar, the fact that you can't put the taskbar on the left or on the top or whatever on your screen. There's a few things, putting apps together in a folder, that definitely also is kind of an interesting one. I've used that quite a few times, especially like, putting Microsoft Office apps in the same folder together. Things you can't do right now. But, this is possibly when we get to the next version this fall, it might have changed, and maybe they're going to actually have more customization options available. One of the negatives of Windows 11 that I see pop up regularly is people not understanding where to go for the different options that they want to find. One of the things for sure is that Settings app is different, and they have moved things around a little bit and changed things a little bit in certain ways. So I can get it, but it's not much of a problem for me because I've mastered pretty much the search, and every time I search for for something, it's like I wanted to change my mouse pointer. All I did was, go and I just typed mouse, and it's mouse settings there. So I'm a searcher in that search box, and I've actually use it all the time. So I find what I want. I don't have any problems with that. One of the things about the search, I think, is that some people don't actually have the right wording. They have, they're not sure what word or how to search properly in it. So if you're somebody that has a hard time finding in the search, I understand that, the going into the settings to go and find wherever something is. But most of the options are still in the same place as Windows 10. They're just visually different. But sometimes it's enough to kind of throw off a little bit. And last but not least, in the negative comments is, it popped up in the positive comments, but it popped up more in the negative comments. Minimum requirements. Everybody's saying, well, they should change the minimum requirements. There's no, reason for TPM or whatever. My personal opinion on this is, yes, TPM is okay, and TPM 2.0 is fine. There's so many computers with TPM 2.0. It is not the case that you have to buy a TPM chip. TPM is on a lot of computers, and TPM 2.0 is fine. The minimum requirement with the CPU, now that can be discussed, because the problem with the CPUs is it's a hard one, because there are low-end CPUs that are actually compatible, and there's high-end older CPUs that are much faster, for example, that are not in there. So I get the frustration of that minimum requirement, and once again, the lack of very clear information from Microsoft on that side. So anyways, satisfaction of 70.8% according to the viewers of this channel. Goes with Windows Central, that has also more people satisfied with Windows 11 than people that hate it. And goes with what Microsoft says, that according to their own information, people love Windows 11. So that's kind of an interesting one. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.